Well, now coming at you with another in-depth review, and this one is on the one that I blind bought, very expensive blind buy at that, is now my second Maison Francis Kurkdjian fragrance that has floored me with just how good this stuff smells to me. And I'm talking about AQUA CELESTIA FORTE, Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Stay tuned. So I did pick this up as a tester for $2.15. I do remember how much I paid for it because I know people ask me what I paid. I picked it up from Vimba Fragrances. It did come in a white tester box as such, just basic, some fragrance information on the front, nothing special anywhere on it, just a basic little cheap white box. And then here is that beautiful MFK bottle, that iconic bottle. You know it's Maison Francis Kurkdjian when you see it. Has their standard vinyl label, name of the fragrance, concentration, fingerprints all over this cap because it is a fingerprint magnet, MK logo engraved in the back. Do have a, get it to focus, a tester sticker right there. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. Fragrance information on the bottoms, a 70 ml 2.4 ounce. Love this gunmetal finish to the coloring. It's a fingerprint magnet because it's mirrored and polished, but it still looks really cool. Doesn't click into place, but holds very strong, and a solid atomizer to boot. Let's talk about this scent. So when this bad boy opens, you're gonna get hit with a believable lime citrus. It has lemon and lime, but I don't really get a whole lot of a Sprite type of lemon lime smell in the first blast. As it starts to calm down though, believe it or not, I get that crisp opening of a fresh ice cold Sprite. As weird as that may sound, but if Sprite had authentic lemon and lime juice, because I get a very sparkly appeal here. A lot of petitgrain and mint, but the mint's not too strong, but it's there the whole time. I get the mint just about the whole life of this fragrance, but it never overpowers it. It never jumps in front and becomes a mint dominated fragrance. The petitgrain gives this green, this herbal green, not too fresh, definitely not spicy, green appeal. It really stands out, not quite grassy. It's kind of hard to explain the way petitgrain smells. I always know it when I smell it, but that's the strangest thing for me with this one was it has this sparkly, fizzy, effervescent appeal without having any orange or anything like that. Normally when I get an effervescent, you know, champagne, bubbly, carbonated feel to a fragrance, there's usually some benzoin or some orange most of the time. This one, none of that's to be found, but I do get that sparkly type of smell. I know sparkly sounds like a weird word to use, but that's how it comes off to me. That's the word that pops in my mind. It's got an effervescent, carbonated type of feel. And what I get in the start, I get just about the whole way, except for that initial blast up top where it's basically just a giant shot of lime hitting me. As it calms down, you get everything that I just described, and then a little bit of muskiness comes in. I don't really get too much orange blossom, hedione, any type of white florals, lily of the valley. I don't think orange blossom's in here actually, but it's got a little bit of a white floral appeal, but it never, again, that never takes over. The musk becomes more present than the white florals. The white florals just kind of support it and give it this not too casual, yet not too formal appeal. But that lime just hangs out forever in the petitgrain. It seems like they never want to go away. Same thing with the mint. The mint adds to that petitgrain to give me this slightly fresh but not spicy green appeal the whole way through. I haven't smelled anything like it before. This one really surprised me. It wasn't what I expected. It does have that watery appeal and the aquatic feel, aqua in the name, with no watery notes, no sea notes, nothing watery in the note breakdown to lead me to believe it was going to be as oddly aquatic as it comes off. That's where that fizziness, that sparkling water type of, you know, Sprite kind of smell comes from with the citruses. It's the weirdest thing to me. Delightfully weird, don't get me wrong. Such a unique fresh fragrance in my collection, and such an enjoyable one. The wife loves the way this one smells. Definitely expensive to blind buy like I did. That's a bold move. I don't suggest anyone blind buy expensive niche fragrances. I like the thrill of the blind buy. I always do that stuff. But I urge you to sample, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with this one because the smell, top-notch A1 in my opinion. Now in regards to the performance on this, this is where I think some people might be a little upset for what you'll pay because it's not some 10-12 hour beast mode fragrance and longevity, and it's not some room filling projector. It is in that 6 to 8 hour range. The few times I wore this and the several test sprays on top of that, I got anywhere mostly in that 7 to 8 hour range. While I'm cool with that, especially for such a fresh scent profile that like this one has, I'm cool with that. I know some people will say, oh, if I'm going to spend that money, it needs to be 12 hours. And that's your prerogative. If you feel that way, hey, you don't have to buy it. But in my opinion, this is, look, I hold Mancera Wave Musk in very high regard for a good fresh green niche fragrance. And I get similar performance to that one, to what I get on that here. Now granted, that one's cheaper, but this one smells even better. So those of you that know how I feel about Wave Musk, you know that's me saying quite a bit because I think this is fantastic on the scent and the performance is right in that sweet spot for what I would expect for a quality fresh fragrance because this screams of quality oils. Man, it smells so good. 7 to 8 hours longevity. Projection, while not room filling, above average at first, then slightly below average afterwards. What do I mean by that? So in the first 2 hours, it's every bit of a few feet out. I would say arm's length, maybe a little bit more type of realm in that first 2 hours. And then of course, it's gonna sit closer to the skin while having a good moderate scent trail and sillage to where you'll get wafts, you'll have a nice little trail for when you walk by somebody for them to smell you long into the lifespan before it becomes a skin scent. That's why I put it in that average to slightly above average territory. Definitely not beast mode, but far from skin scent weak performance, below average. Anything that you would consider subpar, this is none of that. This is slightly above average across the board in the performance in my opinion, and I think it's quite lovely. Final thoughts on this one. Is it a must buy? No. Is it a must try? Yes, it is. Blind buy safe if you want to spend the money. If you liked what you heard here, if you like your purchases to be of the highest quality, you like luxury niche fragrances, that's what you rock, that's what you wear. Blind buy safe with this scent profile. I think most people will like this, but if you're budget conscious and you don't want to just roll the dice on a $200+ fragrance, which at discounters, that's cheap. Retail's way more than that on this. In boutiques and places like that, you're going to pay way more than you will from Vemba and places like that. So I would say definitely get a sample and try it, decant, however you want to go about it. Try before you buy. I think it's a must try in my opinion. It's delightful. I am so glad I got my hands on this one. Well, that's my thoughts and feelings on AQUA CELESTIA FORTE from the famed perfumer and brand Maison Francis Kurkdjian. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have already tried this? Now, I haven't tried the others. I haven't tried AQUA CELESTIA without the Forte. I haven't tried any of the Gentle Fluidity line. I've had a few people reach out and tell me I'd probably really enjoy those. I'm just really starting to dive into MFK a little bit more. I have Grand Soir, which is for the cooler months. Now I have something for the warmer months, so I have a little bit of year-round versatility now from the house. Two really good ones, and this one's damn good. I urge you, get a sample and try this one. This is a great fragrance. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on AQUA CELESTIA FORTE and you give it a spray now, I'm pretty confident you'll thank me later. This stuff's banging. Have a good one, guys.